Welcome to the Argue Your Point podcast. Here are your hosts, Jeff Mitri and Mason Mitri.
All right.
Yeah, what's up?
Podcast 14, I think.
I think you're right. We have not missed a single week of recording a podcast since we started.
It's going to hold us forever, that one time.
Oh, we did miss 1 week?
Yeah. Well,
can you adjust my, what's the word? The density, or do I sound all right? Do I sound normal? How's that?
that's pretty good.
That's the volume. If you click, can you choose? Press the... No. Hold on. Can you stop pressing buttons? Press the button on top of my mixer. Yep. Okay. Now, yeah, there you go. Move that up and down. Testing. All right. Yeah, just move it up a little bit. What number is it at?
67 decibels.
Okay. Keep it at 65.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that.
Let's do a compromise. 66.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. I'm on the other side of the... Still feel like I sound different. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Let's just roll with that. We've got... something is different. We've got a great show today. We are... Mason, why don't you start us off? What you got? What are we doing? There's a little bit of connect to last week's.
So we got
podcast.
bracketology. Start off with a guest speaker.
No. I'm talking about before we get to that.
Oh, okay. Let's do a icebreaker. So last podcast, I was saying like, oh, it smells horrible. It smells really bad.
Yeah.
Then come
and I can't smell, right?
Yeah.
Everybody know I have no smell at all. Something doesn't sound right.
Okay, but it's just
Gonna have to figure something out. Where is this plugged in?
Okay, let's just move on here.
All right.
We're gonna talk about so last episode, yeah, it smelled really bad. We came Saturday, I think, and there's poop all under the floor, right where the podcast was. They ripped it all
Sewage.
up. Filled water. So right now it's on cement. It could be why it's...
All right, can you hit the pause button?
Yeah, so I really think it was really...
It was a rough one, yeah.
If you thought the podcast was crap, you're right.
It was. Literally, it was going under our feet. But, there's always a silver lining. And
Literally, there's a plastic lining underneath all the...
that was a plastic lining. Yeah, there's a silver lining,
And
which means... Do you know what a silver lining means?
Yeah.
What?
It's like, I don't know.
It's like a positive thing that comes from something that's negative. So this was a negative thing. Our basement flooded. But positive is we'll have new floors. And there's a couple of things like in Maddox's room that I need to finish up that I never really got around to. So now I'm going to get around to that. So, all right. So that's our icebreaker, whatever you want to call it. We had our basement flood. But all good now.
Yeah.
We got a plumber coming tomorrow. All good.
Well,
What? You got some breaking news?
yeah. Browns re-signed defensive end Julian Okara.
That's not breaking news.
Well, it was news that had to be broken.
All right, we're going to be breaking. Speaking of breaking down, we got a guest speaker calling in at
4 minutes.
It's 6 o'clock. He's got to fit us in between dinner and trivia night with his wife.
Yeah.
And so we could just jump right in it, and then when the guest joins us, he'll join us, and we're going to break down the NCAA tournament, one of the best tournaments in all of sports. It's unique. It's awesome. The first 4 days, the first 2 rounds are incredible. There's 56 games in the first, I think, in the first 2 rounds.
Bet you're making a...
But it's just like 12 hours, Thursday,
nonstop.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I love it.
Maybe I convinced, if it was a substitute teacher, convince them to put it on.
Oh, yeah?
Instead of watching a movie.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Yeah.
Can you...
Hey, I got,
When you watch a movie, so when we watched a movie, we used to have like the movie cart with the VCR connected to the television and a cart, wheel it in, and then some teachers would be like, oh, I reserved this for this hour, But when you watch a movie, you just have like it on those boards.
Yeah.
And you could put any TV on too, so like live TV is no problem.
Basically, so before we start on everything, just want to talk about the first four: Howard beat UMBC, both 16 seeds, 86-83. And Texas beat NC State, the 11th seed, 68-66. Now Miami, Ohio plays SMU, and Prairie View A&M play Lehigh.
Lehigh. Out of the Philadelphia area.
Oh, you're on the same website. I see how it is. Copying me.
Yeah, so, the bracket's out. I think there might be one of those first four games. I don't like the first four at all. The bracket is 64. It's not 68. Why do they keep 4 teams or 8 teams, I guess, dangling? I have no idea. But it's 64 teams. So anyways, we'll start with the South region, which I think is the most wide open field. I'll tell you why. So you got Florida as the number 1 seed. To me, they're the worst of the 4 seeds. What's going on? Are you getting a text?
No.
So it's the worst of the 4 seeds. And, this is how I look at Florida. Okay, they got a top 10 offense, a top 10 defense. So they're balanced. They won 12 straight games before the SEC tournament, but that SEC tournament really exposed them as they got beat by Vanderbilt. And so, that just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth.
I think Vanderbilt's a 5, pretty sure.
Yeah. So I don't think that Florida, I don't even think that Florida is the best team in the region, but go ahead.
But let me just check out something. I just want to talk about something came into my mind. Check about all the 1 seeds here.
Let's stay to what we're talking about. Basketball, South region.
I mean, think about Florida. Like any 1 seed, you think like no chance they're gonna lose.
Yeah,
I heard that
one time.
1 seeds have 80% chance to make the Final Four, based on like
To make
previous.
the Final Four.
This tournament goes back to 1932, so far back it goes. But if a team plays Florida right, then they could probably beat them. That's why Houston, that's 2 seed, it could be dangerous. It could be a possible upset.
Yeah.
With Florida analytically, I think they're like only 0.36 apart in net rating.
Mm-hmm.
Basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Still one of the best defense teams in the country, though. Now they have more scoring. Could be the big differences here.
Yeah. I mean, so I actually think that Houston is better than. I mean, it's not a breaking breaking news here. It is a 2 seed. I do think that Houston is better than Florida, what they can do is the guy Kingston Fleming is a freshman. He is their leading scorer, potential top 5 pick, by the way, in the NBA. Chris Sinek, he's a big dude. He does a little bit of everything, and then you got a bunch of veterans on the team too. So they got a star, some star freshmen. You got to have a big dude. It's like there's only so many guys on your team when you have that big presence. A lot of championship teams have that, and I think that's what Houston has in Chris Sinek.
Yeah.
So I'm probably I haven't filled out my bracket yet, personally.
I'm actually looking at mine right now.
But okay, yeah. Don't tell me. Don't reveal too much. But I think I am going to have Houston overtake Florida coming out of the South region.
Too. I actually had that one, that pick. But we'll
you want to talk about some of the possible upsets?
Possible upsets. Oh yeah. We can't do March Madness without if they were on a Cinderella team. I think VCU is one of those teams. There aren't there's just not just a random pick. I didn't just put a bunch of teams in a hat. Oh, VCU. But I mean, they play North Carolina without Caleb Wilson out with a finger injury. They're one of the hottest
Ooh.
teams in the country. They play a style that can speed you up and force mistakes. They have a fast pace. And once you win that game, it will get real.
Oh, yeah? It's going to get real?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's always how it starts. One win turns into confidence. Confidence turns into a long run. Like sometimes teams just need to get that first win, possibly first tournament win in school history, and get everyone believing, getting that community believing.
First tournament win in history?
Well, in certain, no, not VCU. I'm saying in certain cases, it's not that uncommon for a team. Well, we'll see as we go down this. I've seen VCU in the tournament before. They're not, I don't think they're a team that regularly makes the NCAA tournament. Actually, we could look that up. How many times VCU has been in the tournament? Let's see. Are you looking it up?
Yeah. They've been in it.
Let's see.
21 times.
21 times. Yeah, that's quite a few
Right
times. Yeah. Yeah. 21 times is a lot. Not like UB. UB's been at like 4.
UB?
Yeah.
Is that?
So another team that I keep hearing about is Nebraska. They might be the most interesting storylines in this region. They've never won, ever won an NCAA tournament in program history. They came into this year, started 20-0. That's right, undefeated. Defense is top 10 in the country. They didn't finish undefeated. They started out 20-0. The defense is a top 10 in the country. So yeah, I'm looking for Nebraska to pull up an upset in this tournament in the first round.
Yeah, talking about Nebraska here. About the wait, what is there? Is this Nebraska?
They're playing Troy.
Troy.
It's not an upset. They're not ranked number 4. My bad on that. It's not an upset. But they are going to go deep.
Deep. I actually have them after beating Troy. I think they're gonna roll over them, but I actually have them losing to Vanderbilt.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jake. How's it going?
It's going good.
You're live on the
It's going
podcast.
wonderful today.
Yeah. How's your day been going?
I'm good. I had a good day at work today and excited about the tournament.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and you're working at the new Highmark Stadium, I hear, right?
Correct. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Installing heating systems. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so so we have a format. It's a little. We've been a little rushed, a little last minute, but we're just right now. We're going through the NCAA tournament, and we're just going through the Southwest region. We were talking about Houston, who may be a better team, number 2, than number 1 Florida. That's kind of my thought on it. So just right out of the gate, what are your thoughts on the tournament in general, and have you looked at any particular matchups that you think you might see an upset coming?
Upset mind-wise, well, first off, I love the tournament. It's my favorite time of year for sports. The conference championships leading up to the tournament, and just all that basketball being played in such a short amount of time, and it's all meaningful.
Right.
I love it, and I have for a long time. So that's this is a great time of year for me. As far as chips and upsets, it's you always got those 5-12s that are always interesting.
Right, that's common. Right.
I didn't go for 5-12 in the. I'm sorry, I'm looking at own bracket at the moment.
That's all right.
You were discussing Houston in the South. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Let's see. In my South bracket, let's see if I went anywhere with it. Yeah, I did. I took McNeese over Vandy, just because Vanderbilt had a decent tournament. They had a good tournament.
Mm-hmm. SEC tournament. Yep.
Yeah. So
and they
had a good
beat
conference
Florida
tournament.
there, right?
Yeah, they did, I believe. And yeah, so but McNeese is they've been in this tournament before. I don't know that it's this particular class has been, but they are that 12-5 matchup. So I went with it. They're number 2 in their conference. They had a good conference record overall. Record was great, only 5 losses. They didn't do too well against any top 25 competition, but one of these 12-5s has got to lose, so that's the one that I went with.
Where is McNeese located?
You're on the South.
No, like where is that college?
Oh, where's the school? Yeah, you know what? They got a cowboy riding a horse.
Yeah, there's a cowboy.
So I'm going to go with somewhere southwest.
Louisiana.
Louisiana?
I do not know.
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
never
that's an
would've guessed
interesting.
that. I mean, southwest, but
Lake Charles,
that?
Louisiana.
Lake Charles, Louisiana.
oh, that's cool.
So, okay, so moving on to the East region, we got Duke as the number 1 overall seed with Cam Boozer. And, we've had a little fun with that guy's name all season long. And UConn at number 2. And then Kansas at number 4, who people don't totally trust can beat anyone, quite frankly. So Duke went 32-2 this year, 17-1 in ACC. They beat Michigan. They've beat ranked teams all year long. On paper, this probably is the best team in the country. On paper, it's a different story from what actually happens. But some years it doesn't feel like there's a true number 1. This year, I feel like that Duke is that team. What do you think?
Well, it is hard to argue that point. Their schedule, their record, it shows how they've done in a tough ACC schedule, I should say. Only 2 losses overall, and what's their win against top 25? 12-2. So their 2 losses were to top 25 opponents, and that's the hard record to argue against. I do not personally have them going all the way because, the tournament has to be played and bigger favorites have lost. So It's not unheard of at all. But, they got as good a shot as anybody, that's for sure, especially coming out of that. I don't think UConn or really anybody else in that bracket is going to give them much of a fight. Michigan State, maybe, but they always seem to kind of fall short too. But I really don't see a lot of anybody standing in their way. I would like to see St. John's personally, but that's not gonna hold my breath on that one.
Yeah. The thing about Duke is they're not really fully healthy. Caleb Foster, point guard, hurt. Patrick
Nabinga.
starting centers, hurt. Both missed ACC.
They both missed the ACC?
Tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I think then then you start looking at teams like UConn who've also won it, with Coach Dan Hurley, and they've got multiple guys on the team that have won it on UConn. So that's definitely another team to look out for.
For sure. Yeah, they're bringing back talent.
All right. Did you want to go ahead, Mason?
Yeah. Then there's Kansas. Might be the hardest team in the entire tournament to figure out how they're going to play. there's going to be, they beat number 1, the 2, and the 5 team. And the 5 seeds this year.
Wow.
Also lost to a lot of unranked teams late in the season. Unpredictable. You don't really know what they're going to do, so that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. Beating a number 1 ranked, number 2 ranked, and number 5, that's pretty impressive. For sure. That's Kansas that did that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they always have a bunch of athletes on that team for sure.
Yeah, Kansas?
Kansas can get them. They can get them, that's for sure.
They've got, I'm just seeing here, they've got a guy named Darren Peterson, who's a potential number 1 overall pick. He averages 20 points a game, but he's missed time and hasn't always been efficient. It's just saying here. All right. Okay, so if we're talking Cinderella stories, it's tough in this region. You've got elite coaches. You got Hurley, Izzo, Bob Self, Rick Pitino. But yeah, top 25 defense in the country is Northern Iowa. And they've got one of the best defensive strategies in the nation. And they get St. John's in the first round, who apparently doesn't even have a true point guard.
That is an interesting matchup. St. John's could go down early.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you have a personal interest for rooting for St. John's?
That school has always been kind of on my radar. I had a friend growing up who played Division I basketball. He went to Holy Cross in Massachusetts, but he used to play junior ball with a guy named Felipe Lopez, who was the number 1 recruit in the country, and he played at St. John's. And the kid was good. He never really turned out to much. I'm not sure if he had much of an NBA career. I do not know. But, yeah, ever since I was 13, 14 years old, St. John's has been on my radar. So if they're in the tournament, I always kind of have a soft spot for them. I like to see them go a little further. Last year they fell on their face, and I'm thinking they're not going to try to do that 2 years in a row, but, you never know. It's the tournament.
Okay, so they were in it last year then. All right.
Yeah, and they didn't show well.
Okay.
I believe they lost right away.
I think Keegan Bradley went to school there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where?
Did not know St. John's to be much of a golf school, but whatever.
Yeah, because he talked about that a lot at the Ryder Cup, talking about sneaking on to Bethpage Black all the time.
He did go to St. John's.
Yeah, you can confirm that. So another upset that we're kind of
interesting.
An upset alert is Kansas losing early to Cal Baptist. Okay, what do we know about Cal Baptist, Mason? Anything?
A good defensive team, and they have 1 guard, averaging 23 points a game.
That's pretty good. 23 points again. Players to watch: Cam Boozer. Obviously, would you say Cam Boozer, Jake, is the biggest name in the whole tournament? They usually. What was that guy's name? Tyler Hansbrough. The one year he was huge.
North Carolina kid. Yeah.
Yeah, he was huge.
You're right about that. Like, as far as a name like that, where that much recognition, yeah.
Yeah, they tried to
I would say so.
promote
He's
him.
Definitely the only one I know in this year's tournament, and he is getting that kind of Big Baby Davis, or who was that other kid from Duke just a couple of years ago? Ended up he hasn't really had that amazing of a NBA career. Who's that kid? He was a sure thing at Duke.
At Duke?
Yeah, it's just like 2 years ago. 3 years ago now, maybe. Forward. He just absolutely dominated. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You were a big fan of watching him.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
But he kind of, yeah, shoot, I wish I knew. So anyways.
Maybe it'll come to us.
But that big name recognition, Boozer is definitely the guy. I think he stands alone with that. I can't tell you another name off the top of my head that jumps out like that. Definitely not. Not with the lineage and on top of it, you know, and then the boot that he is legitimately like one of the best players, if not the best in the country.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been fun to watch. I've watched a couple Duke games this season, maybe not like from the very beginning to the very end, but I catch chunks of it here and there, and he's a fun player to watch. All right, let's keep moving to the West region. Okay, it's 6:18. I know you got to run, but we'll move on to the West region real quick. In Arizona, this is Arizona's region to lose. They've
Whoa.
They're coming in on a 9-game win streak. They won the Big 12, beat top 10 teams like Kansas, Houston, Iowa State. They're basically one of the most complete teams in the country. And Vegas is basically telling you the same thing. They're a top 3 title favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Arizona's a top 3 title favorite.
I think Arizona's going to be probably one of the most complete teams. I mean, they're basically lost to get to the 3-16, probably Elite 8, and most likely the Final Four. But who can challenge them, you know? Maybe Purdue, come off the big Big Ten tournament run.
Yeah.
Gonzaga, they're always dangerous.
The Zags.
But neither one is really complete for Arizona.
Yeah. What do you thought? Any thoughts on that, Jake, on Arizona?
I would agree with your statements on that. Arizona seems to be the dominant force in that. I don't really see Purdue giving them much of a matchup. I don't think Gonzaga has, that league always puts St. Mary's and Gonzaga in the tournament, and it really doesn't ever, materialize into much for either one of those teams. So they dominate their leagues, and they're always in. So they're always going to get good seeds. Gonzaga always ends up there at the top. But, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kennesaw State make some noise and take them out in the first round. I wouldn't be blown away to see something like that.
To see who? Who was that?
Kennesaw State, number 14, take out Gonzaga.
Okay.
Not unheard of. Wisconsin doesn't seem very, they're up and down. They've had a iffy season. Villanova's not what they used to be right now. Yeah.
No,
it seems like it's
true.
Arizona's team, their bracket to lose, I should say.
Did you know the Pope went to Villanova?
What's up?
Do you know the Pope went to Villanova?
Oh, yeah, the most recent one now?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
I just found that out yesterday.
There you go.
Talking about Villanova, one of the most NBA producing teams.
Yep. Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Josh Hart, Bridges, DiVincenzo, a lot more guys.
But, like Purdue, going back to the West, Purdue, they won 4 straight in the Big Ten. They beat Nebraska by 16, and everybody's, hyping up Nebraska. Braden Smith is about to break the all-time assist record. He's averaging 14 points and 9 assists. So if they get that rolling, that can make things interesting for Purdue. Just wanted to put that out there. They could, they could possibly contend with Arizona in that region.
Something interesting. Queen's University, this is their first season of eligibility, and they made the tournament.
Queen's University? Oh, yeah?
Yeah, winning the Atlantic Sun tournament as a 3 seed. Very interesting. Royals knocked off the regular season champs, Central Arkansas, in OT behind a 34-point senior led three-point shooter, Chris Aspie, who averages 11 points a game and is their leading leading scorer. So look out for Queens University. They might make some noise themselves. Cinderella.
Queens, and where are they? Okay, Queens, North Carolina. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, Queens University. They won the the Atlantic
I was
Sun.
thinking
so
Queens,
that sounds
like New
about
York.
right.
They're 15 seed.
Yeah, you would immediately.
So yeah, they're playing a number 2 Purdue. Yeah, I mean that would be a big upset. But
Yeah, I'd like to see a number 2 go down.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Wisconsin, they could be a possible other upset. They average 90 points a game. They shoot 49% from the field, and they lead the country in steals. So that's what's good. That's the positives coming out of Wisconsin. And then, okay, one last region to cover here. I know we skipped over some of the, we can't talk about every single team, but finally the Midwest region feels like Michigan. This is, Michigan's path to the Final Four. It's opened up as Michigan is the favorite to win the whole tournament, one of the favorites. They got a big physical front court. Honestly, one of the cleanest draws in the bracket, probably the easiest path to the Final Four. Having said that, they have lost to Purdue, and but I really think that they will probably. I think that they will get to the Final Four. What about you, Mason? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know if I'm fully sold on that, but Michigan's a favorite, but people just gonna assume they're getting through it and going to the Final Four, but region is more dangerous than might think. Iowa State can score it with basically anyone.
Yeah.
Virginia can slow down games completely, and there's some upset teams there. I don't think it's the easy team to make it. So around the Midwest, I mean, they have a lot of good teams. They always have. They have Iowa State. Talking about them, Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee, and they're either Miami, Ohio, SMU. That's for the first 4.
Mm-hmm.
But they got a lot of good teams in there.
Yeah, Iowa State. Jake, did your dad go to Iowa State or did he go to Iowa? Didn't he go to?
No, he went to a school in northern Iowa. No, not northern Iowa. It's called University of Upper Iowa. Was the name of the school
at the time
when he went there. It's no longer called that. The school is still in existence.
Different name.
And but it has a different name now, and I don't know what it's called anymore,
okay.
or what it's called now. But yeah, it was a
Iowa.
Division I wrestling program. Yeah, he wrestled Division I.
Okay, cool. Because I always thought that he roots for Iowa State or
No, not big time. They're not like Big Ten programs, but no, he did. He wrestled in the same areas as there was this guy named Greg Barnes, I want to say. Don't quote me on the name, but he is the only guy that ever beat Danny Gable. Danny Gable was from Iowa. He won 3 national titles. He was going for his 4th national title his senior year, and he lost to this gentleman named Greg Barnes, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
My father, at some point in his career, had wrestled that same guy. So he was wrestling at the same levels. He was at the top levels of wrestling.
I think I seen
when he was there.
That story you're talking about. I think I seen a documentary or something on TV about him. So there was a guy that wasn't he only had 2 losses ever, or maybe it was a 1 loss. He was 301, and that one guy that beat him is the guy your dad wrestled. Is that the story? Is that how it works out?
Yeah. He never lost, right, until his last match of his senior year or something like that. Something crazy. But the guy that he lost to, my dad had wrestled at some point.
And how did your dad
did not do great against that guy. No, the guy
was really good.
The guy pretty. My dad he didn't get beat bad too often, and that guy was one of the times.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. He was good. He was at the top levels.
So going back to the tournament, what are your thoughts on the Midwest? You got Michigan at number 1, Iowa State at number 2.
I think it's going to be a clear path for both 1 and 2, Iowa State and Michigan to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of any upsets. As a matter of fact, I see this bracket playing out pretty straightforward. I see Iowa State. I really like Iowa State. They got a solid defense, 16-0 before dropping a few games there in the middle, but they pulled it together there towards the end, and that they are a team that I think is going to make a lot of noise.
Yeah, me too. With one caveat, Miami of Ohio, if they make that tournament, I think they're a first. Let me see. Yeah, they're a first 4-game matchup today.
Playing the Mustangs, SMU.
This team, Miami of Ohio, was nationally ranked, right? In the season.
Right, but they lost their conference tournament to Akron. And that's why Akron's in there. So
right.
They barely squeaked in as a result of that.
But they were nationally ranked.
They are a very good program. That's not a like you're saying, it's a top 25 program. So that's not.
So why are they in the first 4? I don't understand that.
Because they didn't win their tournament, and they are that mid-major. They took a knock. It's really all it is, and it dropped them down to an 11 seed. So that is definitely a one to watch.
Yeah, it just seems weird, like a nationally ranked team having to play that first 4 game.
Right.
But
what
I guess
is Tennessee's rank right now? They're 6. Were they a top 25 team?
During the regular season, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Standings. Yeah, they're 23. So they're right there,
they're right
in the
there.
same mix as Miami of Ohio. That if they get through, that could be a good. That could be an interesting one.
Yeah, I think so too. And didn't they go weren't they 30-0 until they something like that? They were cooking.
31. Redhawks finished the regular season 31-0, only to be one and done in their MAC tournament. Yep, they were undefeated regular season and got knocked right out in the tournament.
Oh, okay. So they didn't. Okay, they lost the first game in the MAC tournament.
Yeah.
And 30-0, ranked, and then wow, that's interesting. That is
but they had
interesting.
0 quad 1 wins, so they dominated a weak league. They had 0 quad one wins.
What's that?
Top-notch wins, playing Duke, for
well,
example.
Yeah, I mean that's another.
One.
Wouldn't that be a nationally ranked team?
Right. But that's what they're saying is they didn't go up against any really heavy competition.
Yeah.
They won a very weak MAC, and that's basically their preseason pre-conference schedule wasn't a very difficult one either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Jake. We went through the whole bracket. Every region we touched on little parts. Thanks for joining today, man. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely, it was fun.
Yeah. We're gonna have a lot more of these. Today it was based on basketball. Usually I guess it could be anything. Football, Bills related, Sabres.
Also could do NBA too.
NBA, yeah.
We're going to talk about later.
Yep, we're Knicks fans.
All right, well, you guys keep me posted, and I'd be happy to join you again.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Jake. Have a good day.
All right.
Bye, guys. See ya. Bye. All right, cool.
Okay.
That was a nice call-in from Jake. He had a lot of good perspectives on sports in general and about some of these teams. You know, he was saying that he wasn't really following along, but once he got him into it, he did have some background on some of these teams, which was really good and insightful.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna first time today move on to NBA.
NBA, okay, all right.
Talk about NBA expansion.
Running up against the clock here. We have time though. Looks like we have time.
Now, the NBA is gonna be expanding. Well, not yet.
Cool.
They're having a meeting with team owners and city to add some expansion talks for the next season. I think actually no, not next season. It'll be like 2028 seasons when they might.
2 more teams. How many teams do they have now?
30.
And they're looking to get to 32.
Yep. Most likely cities are Seattle to bring back Supersonics, last team 2008 for OKC. Yeah. And if they did that, you think Kevin Durant would go back to Seattle? Because he started his career in Seattle, I think. But
what do you mean? When was the last time the Supersonics had a team?
2008.
2008? That guy's been playing for that long?
Kevin Durant, yeah, playing for a while. Still relevant.
Wow.
But also Las Vegas too.
That's crazy.
Fastest growing sports city in the U.S. Already the WNBA, NHL,
NFL.
Vegas,
Yeah.
and MLB because the Oakland Athletics are moving to Las Vegas. It's like the last Oakland team.
Yeah. I did hear that.
Coliseum.
Very When I was younger, I used to have a Sean Kemp card. And he used to be one of my favorite players in the NBA.
Yeah.
I used to like the Seattle logo and everything. It's cool. And I kind of like the city. I've never been there. I've always wanted to. My sister lived there. Should have visited her when she was there. But beautiful city. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So timeline is going to be vote to explore expansion. Be actually next week from the recording day. Final approval likely in 2026 later. Target start date 2028-2029 season. Now, what expansion will look like? 32 team league. NBA will go from 30 to 32 teams. Seattle and Vegas like to go to Western Conference. That forms 1 or 2 teams to move east. Minnesota, Memphis, and New Orleans are candidates to move from the Western Conference over to the Eastern Conference. No, other way. I think it's the
East out west.
Yep. So
which team's New Orleans? They're on the. They might even be in Mountain Time Zone. Yeah.
So Minnesota might go to the Eastern. So.
Wow, they're too far west.
No,
Minnesota.
that's actually perfect.
But I could see Louisiana.
But now we can talk about the expansion draft NBA. Each current team could protect about 8 players. New teams pick from remaining players. They can only take 1 player per team. But, so they'd be able to get, probably a pretty solid roster.
I wonder if you can make side deals. See, the way when Vegas Golden Knights came into the NHL, they allowed them to make side deals.
What does that mean?
So they were allowed to protect, like you said, like maybe it was 10 players or something. And then they would be like, okay, so I have these players that are unprotected. They'd be like, can you agree not to take this player? And if you do, I'll give you a draft pick in 2028 or something, 3rd round draft pick. They would make deals like that. And they built their team, ready to win from the very beginning, which they have already won a Stanley Cup. But they made it to the Stanley Cup in their first season. So yeah, they're a successful expansion. But then a couple years later, when Seattle came in, I think they changed those rules so they couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But the Vegas Golden Knights was the first expansion team in many, many years. And then Seattle had, just came in 2 years after Vegas. So things were a little bit different.
Okay. So why the NBA would want this? Expansion fees could be $4 to $6 billion per team. They have new TV markets for revenue streams, and the league just signed a huge media deal, so the timing would make sense.
Wait, what was that? About 4 to 6 billion? What's 4 to 6 billion?
Expansion fees. How much it costed?
Fees?
Yes.
4 to 6 billion
Per team. Costs a lot.
What do you mean per team? There's no way they're going to fork over $6 billion. They do have an expansion. So for the NHL, I think it was like $500 million, not $4 billion. Go ahead.
Oh, you have to. We're going to do some podcast takes here. Huh? Okay, we're back.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Seattle deserves a team. Why not? And Vegas prints money, so give them a team also.
Yeah, but the expansion will water down the team's talent. You're adding 30 more roster spots just overnight. But the point is, the expansion help parity or hurt overall quality.
Well, I mean, you want parity. You do. In a league. You don't want teams, always dominating, and at the same time, teams that are always in the basement of their league or division, whatever. You want to bring some of that in the middle somewhere. So adding more teams will, it kind of has to, right? It is going to spread the talent out a little bit more, but college seems like they've got enough talent to fill those holes,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of unbelievable college stars in basketball that don't really go to the NBA, but they're amazing in college. That's also a fact. But I'm going to say that it'll help parity, which I like, and it also might hurt overall quality.
So.
But I don't think that by that much.
Okay. I think we'll end that for today.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It was a good podcast.
Maybe next time we'll try to get some more. Next time.
Wait. Let's do real quick the PGA picks.
Okay.
So last week you picked Scheffler.
Yep. He did not win.
And
I got one.
And you picked first last week, so I picked first this week.
Okay.
And wait, let me get the odds, actually, aren't they? So we got Valspar this week, the Copperhead course. Don't get snake bit. I just want to see the odds, What are the odds? Stats, players.
Okay, let's just, I'm just going to look at the field list right here. So, active players, I'm going to take a look here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the odds. But they're not in order.
Andrew Schauffele has the, Andrew
Schauffele's, yeah.
Schauffele is 11-1 odds right now.
Okay. That makes sense. Got it? All right. So we got Schauffele, Hovland, Fitzpatrick, who came in, sorry about that, who lost to Cam Young, who striped a 370-yard drive down the center of the fairway on the 18th at the Players to win only his second tournament ever. Someone who was known as, the guy who was coming in second so many times and who was unbelievably talented. And he won one of the biggest tournaments on the tour. So that was a really impressive win. That when you walk up to the 18th green and you're tied, Ludwig Berg, who lost that at this point was like 4 or 5 shots behind. That was magical. That was awesome. It was a great way to win. Two great competitors. Yeah, I know. We're still not over an hour yet.
We're doing win,
right,
cut, top 10. Let's do top 25. Make that a bit more.
Top 25.
So you have to
Okay,
pick a
who's
player.
going to win this? Okay, you've got Schauffele, you got Hovland, Fitzpatrick, which I just talked about. Batia, he won a couple of weeks ago. Justin Thomas, he's coming onto his own. He had an incredible first round. He had a great tournament at the Players. He's a former champion there. He had a great tournament. Jordan Spieth, I'm not going to bet on him to win anything anytime soon. Koepka, can this be the one where Koepka, finally, he's had to go through some growing pains, which he has. Maybe now he's ready. Oh, we're up on 1 hour. Okay, I'm going to say...
I got my picks.
I'm going to say Matt Fitzpatrick is going to win this. Write it down. Matt Fitzpatrick. He's going to win the tournament. And in the top 25, seems like easier than... I'll take Koepka. Top 25, Koepka. And who's surprisingly going to miss the cut? See, if you pick someone to miss the cut, you can't go down to like 5,001, like Greg Cook.
I won't choose him.
He's got the person to miss the cut. They've got to be, I don't know.
Under 101 odds to make that the or cut line, but
a surprising miscut. I don't know. Maybe we don't. Maybe let's not predict who's going to make the cut.
You gotta just
All
pick
right.
one. Pick a player.
I'm going to say Bridgman's going to miss the cut. Jacob Bridgman.
Okay, now it's my
He
turn.
comes in at 24-1.
Okay. I think I already have this ready, so
Okay.
going to win at Schauffele to win. He's
Okay.
I think he's going to surprise everyone. Go top 25.
Surprise everyone. He's the number one favorite.
Well, I think actually I'm going to pick a different one here, I think.
Wait. What do you mean a different one here?
The top 25.
Okay, for the top 25. Okay.
I think I'm going to go with Patrick Catley.
Okay.
Top 25.
All right.
And to miss the cut, no. I'm not going to do the same guy. I think I'm actually going to do maybe... I'm going to do Sanjay M.
Sanjay M. That
Okay.
would be a surprise miscut. So to recap, I picked Fitzpatrick to win. I picked Koepka 25 and Bridgman to miss the cut. And you picked Schauffele to win.
Yep.
Who was in your 25? Top 25?
Cantley.
Patrick Cantley, that's right. And then to miss the cut was
Sanjay M.
Sanjay M. Okay, awesome. That's a wrap.
You guys all for watching.
Hope you guys learned something about the tournament today. I know I did.
Okay. See you all next time.
See ya.